it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to Emma being back on my channel again, because we're going to be listening to the Tortured Poets Department together for the very first time on April 19th.
If you haven't heard already.
I'm making it very known that Emma is coming to listen to this album with me, and we are so excited. We told ourselves when TS11 comes out, we're having a listening party together. So we thought, since Emma is here before, why don't we do a little predictions video? This was actually Emma's idea. It really was. She texted me, she's like, we need to do a predictions video when I come, before the album drops. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make our best predictions. Now, Taylor is very unpredictable, so they're probably all gonna be wrong.
It'll be interesting to look back on this.
Yes.
Let's just say that.
It will. You know, whatever we say, just expect the opposite from her. So like,
yeah,
okay. So by the way, there's only 3, as we're filming this, only 3 files that are extra: the manuscript, the Bolter, and the Albatross. So if she announces any after this, we're so sorry. We did not include that. Okay, so side A, number 1 is Fortnite featuring Post Malone.
Fortnite, I looked it up. It means 2 weeks. It's a period of 2 weeks. The breakup happened like 2 weeks into the Eras tour.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's a period of those 2 weeks where she was deciding on what to do. I don't know. Yeah,
so we're thinking, I don't know. It's a British slang term, by the way. That spelling is actually British spelling, from what I've gathered by my research.
It's not the video game.
So I think this one's going to be fast-paced. I don't think it's going to be like a ballad or anything. What do you think?
No, I think it'll probably be like...
I think it'll kick off the album. Because Taylor, one thing about Taylor is she's going to pick a banger to open up the album.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't see it being like... It might start slower and then build.
Well, it's with Post Malone. So yeah. I don't see it really being like super, you know...
Yeah, I agree. And another thing to note about this, like Emma said, it was 2 weeks and there was a 2-week period. So she changed from Invisible String to the one about 2 weeks into the Eras tour. Number 2 is the track title, or the album title, The Tortured Poets Department.
Honestly, I have no idea.
This one I have no idea about. However, I even said when we were kind of like just chatting about the track list, this one obviously had some substantial impact on Taylor because it's the absolute title of this entire album. This entire body of work, this is what Taylor's basing it off of.
Yeah. She hasn't had a title track in a couple of albums, right?
Evermore.
Yeah, Evermore. So, obviously it was important enough for her to have it as the title track.
I feel like this one's gonna be a little like slower, but I feel like it's gonna be like speaking like a bunch of facts, if that makes sense. Like it's just gonna be like an outpouring of, like, not that they all won't be, but I feel like they're all just gonna, it's just gonna be like an influx of, hey, this is what happened, this is the synopsis of the story. If you're not gonna dive into the story, at least hear this one.
Yeah.
So I feel like this one's gonna be very, very interesting and very important to dive into. This one I think is my most anticipated. My boy only breaks his favorite toys.
I think that the favorite toy in question is her.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Taylor.
Yeah. Manipulation, if you will. I think that the song is going to be a song about manipulation. I think it's going to be a song about, like, yeah, his favorite toy is in fact Miss Swift, unfortunately. What do you think the tone's going to be at this one?
I feel like it'll probably be like fast-paced.
I think this is going to be like a blank space version of this album. What I mean by that is like the satirical kind of like playful mannerism of her tone.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be like a badass song. I think this is going to be like, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, like this is going to be like, oh, he did this. Like, it's going to be sassy and like up in his face.
Yeah.
As it should be. Down Bad is track 4. Down Bad. What do we think?
I don't... Some people think that it's going to be about Travis. I don't think that any of these songs on this album are going to be about Travis.
I agree.
I think it'll probably be about her being sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, feeling sad.
I think it's going to be about, she has 6 years that she needs to clear off her chest.
Yeah.
With this album. So I think this is exactly what this is going to be. I think this is what's going to be one of the saddest. We talked about this last night. This is not going to be like, oh, I'm down bad. Like, like, no. This is going to be like, oh, I'm down bad.
I'm struggling.
Yes, I'm struggling. And like, what we have to keep in mind too is this was written 2 years, you know.
Over the span of 2 years.
Yeah, so from 2022 to, well, I guess, really, 2021 to 20, because she started writing it right after Midnights.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be insane. That's going to be insane. So, Long London. Oh my god.
Saying bye-bye to London, where she spent 6 years of her life.
I think this one's going to be also one of the saddest, but I think it's going to be, it's track 5. Now, track 5 is always, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you know that that is like one of the most anticipated because Taylor is very strategic in placing it. Mm-hmm. She knows that we know that it's a very vulnerable song. I think it's going to be like a love letter to London, but at the same time, I think it's going to be not a love letter, but like putting her past her.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't think that she resents living in London.
Right.
I think it's just going to be her saying goodbye. I don't really think it's going to be any sort of love. I think it'll probably be about like a broken heart.
That's what I mean. What I mean by love letter is we had good times here, but it's time for me to pack up my shit and get the hell out. Like, that's what I mean by that. Like, we had good times, but it ain't here no more.
Yeah.
Like, it has gone and left the vicinity. We no longer love a London boy, if you will. Okay. But Daddy, I love him. This one's gonna be sad.
When the Tracklist first came out, this reminded me of, like, The Little Mermaid. People were, like, kind of tweeting about it because, like, that's what Ariel says to her dad, like, about Prince Eric, but Daddy, I love him, and that's, you know, Taylor's favorite movie. One of Taylor's favorite movies, like, her favorite Disney princess movie, whatever. So, maybe it's an Ariel type vibe where people are telling her that maybe it's not the best for her, but she should let it go. She should give up, and she's like, no. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a struggle, and I think it's going to be like a kind of almost back and forth with herself and the people around her, like you said. I think it's going to be like, but Daddy, I love him. Like, I see things in him that you might not see.
Yeah, and I think she kept a lot of it, like, a lot of the struggles in the relationship to herself. Like, I don't think people knew that their relationship was kind of going down in a bad way until, like, the very, very end.
Yeah, I agree with that, because Taylor is one of those people that likes to see the best in people. And she'll always find, like, the good. So, but fresh out the slammer. Fresh out the damn slammer.
Fresh out of jail.
Fresh out of jail. The best way I can describe this is the bejeweled, she being bejeweled now. Like, this is, yeah.
The opposite of Burton to, you can be my jailer, Burton to this Taylor.
She getting the hell out. She's getting the hell out.
No more jailer.
Nope. I think this one is going to be, like I said, this one's going to be a pop sensation.
Yeah.
I feel like this one's going to be like an absolute, like, oh my god, like one of the best songs I've ever heard. I feel like this one is going to be the freeing song. She is not being put in the basement anymore. She will be the penthouse of everybody's heart, as she deserves.
The next one is Florida, with 3 exclamation points, featuring Florence and the Machine. I'm personally excited for this one because I like Florence and the Machine. Taylor has a couple of their songs on her, like, Eras Tour pre-show playlist and has forever. And I just like them in general. But Florida was, like, one of the first shows after, like, it was the first show after the breakup was announced. And there was all sorts of, like, stage malfunctions and, like, the dive didn't work, you know, probably there were sound issues, and so I'm sure that, you know, that was a rain show when Disney came out. So just a bunch of things happened in Florida, right when after, like, in the peak of, like, when it was first announced.
Yeah, and the exclamation points, sarcasm, straight sarcasm.
Yeah, I can see that. I think it's just gonna be, like, really, I think that it's just gonna be, like, in your face. I
think it's gonna be like, all these things were happening to me, but I still put on my brave face. Yeah. It's the kind of vibe that I'm getting here. But the exclamation points, I feel, are a little sarcastic.
The next one is Guilty as Sin.
Question mark.
She's referenced religion in a lot of her songs and like false god, different things like that. I think maybe she's comparing their relationship to religion or something like that, like struggling with it. I don't know.
That's the hell of a prediction.
I don't know.
I think that was actually a solid prediction.
The next one is Who's Afraid of Little Old Me?
This one I have no clue what it's gonna. I think this one's gonna be more of like a ballad.
Yeah.
I think this one's gonna be slower, but in terms of what it's gonna be about, no clue. Like this one, like kind of like is the one I'm stumped on.
I don't know, I think that it's probably gonna be about like her fame, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe the struggles it had on her relationship.
I don't know if it'll be about the struggles. I think it'll just kind of be like about her fame in general. Like, why are you so afraid of my fame?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I agree. That's not a perspective I thought of it, yeah.
Because people are just afraid of her because she is dominating right now.
Right? Yeah.
People aren't afraid of her because she's scary or anything like that. Like, she's completely dominating right now.
Yeah, that's actually a solid prediction. That's a really good prediction. That's not one I had really thought of like that. This is another one I'm highly anticipating. I Can Fix Him. No, I really can. This is going to be a back and forth song with herself.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be like, I can fix him. List some things that are absolutely horrible, but I really can fix him. Like, this is gonna pass.
She's always been like the type of girl that's like, I can fix him.
Yep.
And I don't think that this past relationship, like, she's kind of gone over after like bad boys, I guess, in the past, and I don't think that this past relationship, like, Joe was a bad
You just name dropped him. Absolutely name drop him, sister.
I don't think that in this past relationship that he was a bad boy or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I think that maybe it's like about like mental health and stuff like that, because they both struggled with mental health, and she's kind of been like able to like overcome hers and like just get better in general, not that you really overcome it. So maybe some things that he struggled with that he wouldn't do the work to get over.
I feel like it's gonna be kind of like, oh hey, like, I'm doing my part, now do yours.
Yeah.
But we're gonna fix this. But we're still having issues. What's the deal here? But I can fix you. And in conclusion, she didn't fix him. Anyways,
the next one is LOML.
For some reason, I don't think this means love of my life.
No.
Like,
I can see it being like loss of my life or something like
yeah,
that.
I really think that everybody's like, oh, this stands for love of my life, which usually it does. However, I don't think in Taylor Swift's world it's going to.
I think that if it was going to be love of my life, she would have just said love of my life.
I
think there's a reason why she abbreviated it, like, into the slang.
Or, what if she was like, I'm putting the minimal effort into this, and what I mean by that, I'm gonna put the minimal effort, like, I'm not typing the whole thing out. Like, you know how people say, like, when you type out, you're supposed to say, like, I love you instead of just love you?
Yeah.
Maybe she's being short. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see
like,
what you're
maybe
saying.
she's like, alright, like, I'm kind of, like, past it, like, over it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it means love of my life, though.
I don't either.
I think, what do we think the vibe's gonna be? Slower?
Slow.
Yeah, I agree. Oh my god. I can do it.
I can do it with a broken heart.
With a broken heart.
I've thought a lot about this, and I kind of think that it's gonna be like Long Live-esque in a way. Like, I can do it with a broken heart.
You make me cry.
Like, about like the Eras tour and stuff like that, because she really was like.
Stop! I'm gonna cry. Emma, I'm gonna cry. Please stop. I'm literally gonna cry. That hit me like a ton of bricks. God, this is gonna be a mess. But you're right.
Because I just think that, like, she can do it with broken heart. She did do it with broken heart. Because, what was it? What did when the Eras Tour movie came out, she was like, you know, we would go on the show, like, we would put on the show no matter what was going on in our lives, no matter if we were, like, sad, sick, brokenhearted. Like, she put brokenhearted in there.
Yeah. She said that in her Person of the Year.
Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah. Whatever.
Same time frame-ish.
Yeah. I couldn't, but I think, I mean, I think that, you know, the songs have taken on a new memory for her.
Stop. Shut. If that's true, I will lose it. Emma, this is gonna be insane. Yes, I think that's really... Stop.
I'm gonna make her cry.
You really are. That I have nothing else to say. That, oh boy. The smallest man who ever lived. Well, somebody's just about this tall who makes her feel about this tall. But really, when she feels this tall, he's really this tall. Like, I think it's gonna be like her realizing.
I think it'll be about ego.
Yes, I agree. Like, her realizing that his ego is about...
Yeah, his ego is taller than him.
Yeah. What did that send me? No, but like... I really do agree. Like, I think it's going to be about ego, and I think it's going to be her realizing. I think she's going to tie the two together. Like, her realizing his ego, oh, I really can't fix him, and here's the issues, and adios, sir. I'm going back to America, if you will. Okay, the alchemy. No freaking clue.
What does it mean?
I forgot. I did look it up when it first came up. I have to be honest. This one is the one who's maybe thrown me off the most. I'm like, I don't know. I think it's going to have a Folklore Evermore vibe. It just sounds like it's supposed to be like, you know, that title just sounds like it's supposed to be on like Folklore Evermore kind of vibes.
What does alchemy mean spiritually? Spiritual alchemy is the act of inner transformation. It is healing and freeing the inner parts of ourselves that need to be changed. By transforming these parts of us, it leads to inner liberation, the freedom in our fears, beliefs that no longer serve us, soul loss, and other self-destructive disorders.
Oh, I did look this up. You know what alchemy also means is like turning other things into gold.
Yeah. The noun, like on Google, the medieval forerunner of chemistry based on the supposed transformation was matter. It was concerned particularly with attempts to convert base metals into gold. So,
yeah,
turning things into gold. So, like, basically just, like, transforming her heart, like, back into, like, whole again.
Can you please? Oh my god. Now, these are solid predictions, right? And if this is true, well, I'm going to be curled up in a ball. I need this woman to release a Torture Poets Department blanket stat, because I'm going to need to be curled up in it. Alright, Clara B.
Clara B was an actress in what in the 50s? I think.
I'm pretty sure it was the 50s. Somebody who took a film class in college should know this, me. I did, and I remember hearing the name Clara B, and I remember that she was the it girl. I remember that even though she was the it girl, she struggled quietly.
Yeah, Clara B was an American actress who rose to stardom during the silent film era of the 1920s.
Silent film,
1920s.
The silent film era.
So there was some, her whole story was like she started in silent film, then she like made her way up into like actual films, like using her voice. And then she got married, and her husband like kind of just, I guess, didn't want her to do things like use her voice anymore, so she didn't have her voice. She found her voice, and then she lost her voice again.
God, this is just gonna be a kick in the face. This really is. Like, I think Clara B is gonna be one of my favorites. I think it, and not that it's gonna be like the Lucky One-esque, but if you get what I'm saying, like
I think it'll be like about fame.
Yeah.
Obviously, she resonated with Clara B.
This hurts my feelings, and I haven't even heard the album yet. So the first bonus track is the manuscript. Now the manuscript is things that go unspoken. The things that are unwritten, the things that are not officially written, I think is the definition that I read.
I think not that, like, this is like obviously like the additional part of the album, and I think the album is going to lay out the whole thing.
Me too.
But I think if you had to choose a song that's like gonna lay out all of the things, it's going to be the manuscript.
I agree with that, and I think it's going to start out slow, but I think it's going to end up faster.
Yeah.
Kind of like a piano, and then it goes into like, boom. you know. The next file, the extra file name is the Bolter. The Bolter is somebody who runs. Kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah.
However,
I think maybe it'll be about, like, in the past she's always run at the first sign of trouble. And so maybe, like, all these years she's worked on herself to not run at the first sign of trouble, and she finally decides that it's too much trouble.
Yeah.
Runs.
And it might be him. Also, another perspective is, I think it also kind of might be about any time that there was confrontation.
Mm-hmm. He ran.
He was like, I can't talk about this. Okay, so the albatross, we did a little video about this yesterday. We reacted to like the back and the front cover, and so we've kind of already gone over it, but we'll include it in this video too. So I'm gonna sound like your tour guide at the Lucal Aquarium. So the albatross is a bird that has a very long wingspan. However, in the first 6 years of its life, it never lands. It spends its first 6 years of its life overseas.
Yeah.
Like, it just glides overseas, which is very interesting and symbolic.
It's also a poem. Samuel Till, with this poet's most quoted and misquoted poem, The Rime of Ancient Mariner, tells the story of a sailor who shoots a friendly albatross, cursing himself and his crew. As punishment, he is forced to wear the bird around his neck, making the albatross a symbol of his burden and regret.
That's right. We were talking about yesterday when we filmed. We were talking about how it's kind of like somebody like you have an albatross around your neck, meaning there's something holding you back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, April 19th cannot come fast enough. And can I say, I just need to throw this little tidbit out there. April 19th is the anniversary of the Revolutionary War starting between the British and Americans.
Sipping some tea.
That's everything Taylor does is very intentional. That's a very good way of saying it. So yeah, you guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was so much fun having Emma also do this video with me, because you got to hear like some different ideas. Trust me, like I said, we have no idea, but if Emma's right about the I can do it with a broken heart, I will be sobbing. I'll be sobbing regardless, don't you guys worry. You will see some tears.
Mostly from her.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not a crier.
She's not a crier. I'm the crier in the friendship here. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video entertained you in some way. Leave your predictions down below. And I hope to see you.
Yes, you.
In the next one. Bye, guys.